Paula, hello. Marta, hi Leo. I'm on stage again, and here are some people who want to greet you again. Thank you very much. See you. Yes, thank you very much. It's also maybe a good introduction because by now probably every one of you has noticed that AI is among us, right? Yeah, now, right? I started talking about AI 10 years ago. Back then, I was under the crazy assumption that people would notice and understand it. And I wondered why the videos only had a few hundred views. It was similar to 2011. When I started making videos for math, I actually thought I was already late to the game. Because after a decade of tutoring in person, which most people still don't know since most think I am or was a teacher who always ran to the blackboard and then put out the videos. In 2003, which felt like the Stone Age, I became self-employed with a tutoring business in a tennis school. And I spent that whole decade, though I have to say I also studied, but I gradually dropped out, shame on me, because self-employment got in the way. Step by step, I tutored more, gaining valuable input. How do school students learn? I began tutoring college students early. How do college students learn? Where are the gaps? And then in the 2000s, I started getting involved with digitalization. It's kind of like today, where basically everyone is getting involved with AI. These days, no one knows where to begin since 50,000 new tools appear daily. In the 2000s, it was digitalization. The big question was, how can you digitalize education? How can you do that? And I was never above doing a bit of research myself. I can only recommend that to you as well, whether you look at what's happening in the USA or in China. Unfortunately, that's the way it is, even though I'm a big supporter of startups from Germany, which I support, and I hope that we create even more unicorns and conquer the world. But the fact is, the real action is happening in China and the USA. But that's not a bad thing. If you get involved with it, you can help shape the future. And back then it was like that. MIT and Stanford recorded their lectures and made them available on their own platforms and on YouTube. And I thought to myself, if prestigious universities are doing that, it can't be such a bad idea. I checked and no one in Germany was doing it. And for me, an hour and a half was too long. Today, thanks to AI, you don't need to record short tutorials anymore because the AI extracts everything for you and guides you to the right spots. Back then, from tutoring, if I wanted to understand a derivative, I didn't need to talk for an hour and a half. I just wanted to know what a derivative is, what a tangent is, what a power is, just fill in small gaps. I stood at the blackboard, recorded the material, and then put them out on YouTube and on my own platform. I was totally euphoric and thought I had this huge platform. Imagine, I launched it in 2012, super awesome. I ran around at the trade fairs. I've got this startup. I'm going to conquer the world. And then I realized I'm in Germany. It's not that easy. I spoke at the trade fairs, and people looked at me as if I were an alien. They said, video learning will never catch on. What's the point of that? E-learning, we have online tools, this and that. I said, please just take a look at the USA. It's already working there. Renowned universities are doing it. So my portal was a complete failure. Nobody knows it anymore today. Everyone knows I don't know. Simple Clubs, so Fort Tutor and so on, everyone has their platforms. It was too early. An important lesson, timing. Of course, that's difficult today as well with how crazy the world is right now with AI tools. But you can be too early or too late, and it's extremely important to move forward at the right time. I continued with YouTube. I thought it's free. The data is gone, but just put everything out there. And YouTube, let me put it this way, as a base platform, it worked out well. Most people probably know me from YouTube. The man at the whiteboard worked out well, brand building. I didn't know where it was going. The 2010s went relatively well in the second half. Stronger leadership, best internet. People, I don't know, come up to me at the kebab shop and ask for a photo. Earlier, there were already selfies here, thank you very much. Really good. But as a troublemaker, I deal with the world. And in 2016/17, it was already clear to me, for those who might remember, when Google DeepMind beat the world's best Go player back then. That's when I thought, damn it, AI is nothing new. AI has been among us since 1955. If you look into it, you know it's been around for 70, 80 years. That's when I thought, okay, AI, build a platform. So I built platforms for people to exchange ideas. I pitched to investors, my people, I've pitched to investors so many times, and it really took me a long time to understand. Damn, you just have to be a bit more on point. If you're too far ahead, looking too far forward, even the best investors won't understand that. Then the pandemic hit and I thought, all right, now is the time, big brand, own platform, exchange, data analysis. We do everything for free. We collect the data, track everything, move forward, and then we build great business solutions. Because companies will eventually have to constantly and continuously train their employees. We create a player that guides you to the right spot. Again, too early, it was 2021, and I thought, okay, damn, now you're done with pitching, you're going your own way, completely on your own. In 2022, because I was so active again, I looked around the German market, and I actually found someone who did his PhD at KIT. Dr. Sven Körner started his own startup, THINC, which has now been sold to Aleph Alpha. You probably still know him. I did a study with them, we took my videos, transcribed them, and then match people to the relevant sections based on a query. We wrote this application and it started in August 2022. And you know when everything changed with ChatGPT? Who knows when it was released? November 2022. And that's when everything blew up. Within a few weeks, millions, 100 million users. And suddenly we had AI in our hands and said, wow, what's possible with this? Writing texts, generating them, incredible. No one had dealt with it. And very few realized that it had already been among us for decades, and the big internet companies, especially the social media ones. Companies have been using these systems for a long time to keep us engaged as long as possible, to train the systems, to collect data, and so on. And it was no coincidence that ChatGPT was released by OpenAI. Microsoft said, look, if we do this, or if Google says we're doing this and it goes wrong, then it could kill our brand. So we invest in OpenAI, let them do it. It could have gone wrong, but it went well. And what has happened since November 2022, and that was the start. And now I'm looking around the room. Who here in the room currently has at least 2 agents running that are doing some kind of research and giving you a report every morning? Just raise your hands. So look, that's 0.1% of the whole room. Each of you should have at least 1 agent running by now. And for anyone wondering what I'm talking about or thinking it's nonsense, guys, anything is possible, and I can really only give you one piece of advice. And anyone who's thinking now, don't start becoming a nerd all of a sudden or anything like that. Just do it. The tools are there. Who uses the cloud? So look, now we're at, I'd say, at least 10%. If you use the cloud, build agents for yourselves. Until now, it was only possible with Open Cloud. Then OpenAI said, let's get Peter Steinberger, the guy who made this thing, and bring him onto our team. And for the past 2 months, new features have been coming out every day. Who uses Perplexity Computer? Look here, that's 1%, guys. I can tell you one thing now, and I really mean it. I'm being completely serious. This is real, really for your future. A few will follow this and thank me in 18 months. Whether it's Perplexity Computer, Cloud Code, Open Cloud with OpenAI, whatever comes, DeepSeek, Kimi, the models from China. If you use this every day now for at least half an hour or an hour, and anyone who tells me they don't have time, just look at your screen time. TikTok, Instagram. I really mean it. Take the time and play around with those things. They're launching their own academies. They're telling you how it's done. And it's really no joke. And anyone who still has doubts, exponential growth, this is the only time I'll get mathematical today. You have to understand exponential growth. And this is a very simple example. Imagine you walk a meter out of the building here or out the door upstairs. And you walk 1 meter 30 times. Each of you can imagine where you'll end up if you walk 1 meter 30 times. Right? Somewhere. Counterexample, you always walk 2 meters and do that 30 times. And double your stride length each time, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. 128, 256, and so on. You do that 30 times, you double your stride length each time. Where do you end up? Who dares? You don't have to say, zurück. And what's happening right now with the tools, with these developments, is incredibly intense. Let me just ask, who knows Demis Hassabis? Just a quick show of hands, I don't want to ask too much. Same as usual, the nerds are here. Guys, you have to know Demis Hassabis. He now leads the AI department at Google. He founded Google DeepMind, Nobel Prize winner. He says the only skill he needs right now is to learn how to learn. Absorb everything every day. And for those who say, I don't know how to absorb all of this, who in this room uses Notebook LM? Very good. That's already more people. Actually, everyone should be doing that. For those wondering what Notebook LM is, with Notebook LM you can put in PDFs, YouTube videos, materials, websites, and it creates quizzes and podcasts for you. You can talk on it. You can absorb knowledge while learning, whatever, whenever, however, use these tools. And I'm telling you, I don't want to sound like a preacher, but that's really how it is. And I can understand from a mathematical perspective what will happen in the next 5 to 10 years. And you need to prepare yourselves for that. With everything you have to do, have to get done, have to take exams, have to prepare yourselves, working, what does that even look like? Cut down on TikTok consumption, Reels consumption, and use these tools. I did it, and I can tell you it's crazy what's happening right now. Right now, I have agents running, and here's what's happening. My videos are being transcribed. I've started 3 new channels. I waited years for Spanish, Portuguese, and English channels to be launched. They started last week. What's happening? I don't know. Maybe in a year, I might have reached 1 billion people, because these languages are being translated so well now and everything happens automatically. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and ask myself, what kind of gift from God is this for me? That's really incredible. I've now released my own course with the university to develop an AI course that's trained only on the data from my videos and my materials. Will that work out? I don't know, but it will definitely learn. Having AI coaches and AI tutors by your side will become commonplace. Who uses an AI coach every day? What are the others actually doing every day? You're missing the best opportunity of your life. And believe me, today I'm going to talk about the effect of repetition. Anyone can already build their own AI tutor and coach now. You can turn it off if you want, I don't mind. Anyone who asks themselves, how should I do something? You can learn anything by using these tools. You can type into any AI tool, I don't know how to build myself an AI coach. Then it will tell you how. I don't know how to do this or that. Trust me, if you do this now and if you keep doing it over a longer period of time, you will be amazed and you'll say, my goodness, what an incredible era this is. And I keep noticing when I'm out giving lectures and doing these surveys that it's just like it was 10 years ago. Back then it was like, who uses YouTube? Every hand goes up. Who uses TikTok or anything else? Not a single hand goes up. It's exactly the same now with the tools. And the simplest comparison is, we started with television. At some point there was ARD, ZDF, WDR. Then came RTL, Cable One, and so on. And suddenly there were 30,000 channels. Then we had YouTube. After that came Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and so on. And ChatGPT was the beginning. It could have gone wrong. It could have been some other tool. ChatGPT prevailed. After that, the others rushed to catch up, whether it was Meta with AI or Google. Everyone thought Google missed the boat. They're now racing ahead internally with Google DeepMind, and they're pushing forward again. If you haven't written it down, it's called Notebook LM. It's crazy. I'm telling you, if you use Notebook LM for a week, and please don't come at me with data. These tools are there, and they boost your learning and they boost your chances for the future. And also with the fantastic startups that we have today, that we have here today. It's also about what the future of the working world, the business world will look like. Believe me, does anyone here know? I think I'll just ask one more time because the startups want to come on soon. I think I only have about 15 minutes, right? Yeah, okay, 15 minutes. Who among you knows Emad Mustok? If I pronounced it correctly. Emad Mustok, who knows him? That can't be true. Me too. My last tip, I just can't help it. I started talking about these people in 2015 at that time. No one listened to me. Now a few more people are listening. Emad Mustok co-founded Stability AI, is a mathematician, and was previously a hedge fund manager. So a man who knows a thing or two. If you listen to 2 or 3 talks by him, whether podcasts or lectures, he released a book last year. Feel free to write it down if you want a recommendation. It's called The Last Economy. And he said, we now have 1,000 days left and then everything will go completely off the rails, even to the point of questioning how we define the word economy. I can only tell you, because I've been doing this for 25 years now, this game where people say, yes, everything is changing, digitalization, learning is changing, but is it really happening? This AI game is really extremely intense, and the best thing we can do is get involved, test out the tools, and help shape the future if we don't. And I really do this at every talk I'm at, whether I'm at university events or at company events. Everyone I reach who critically engages with this uses the tools to boost themselves, to understand the future, and ideally to help build the future benefits us. It was important to share that with you. So really take this with you in everything you do. Learning how to learn, using the tools and testing them every day will boost you. I didn't want to bore you too much with math now. I hope that was okay. I'm looking forward to the evening. I'm looking forward to great startups, and I'm curious to see how the hosting will go. I also got a cheat sheet for later. Thank you all for listening. I'll keep doing my best to help bring the next generation forward, not just in math anymore, but now also in the big field of AI. I wish you all a nice evening. Have fun. Let's go.